Yo, what is up, you guys? So today I am back with another setup video for Wizard101 PvP. Now, this is a strategy that you guys have seen before, but it is something I decided to bring back into this meta, a meta that no one really thought that Ice could compete. And it turns out that this is one of the best strategies in the game right now. I've been absolutely blazing through the queue with it. The setup and all of that is extremely good. And it's really funny because up to this point, Ice has always been touted as like the worst school, obviously, because of its low DPP. But with this setup and this strategy, considering a lot of people stopped carrying a lot of trap counters, this exact setup you can smoke the queue with. And I do have gameplay for you guys after I show you the setup. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and jump right into the video. So first off, let's go over the general stats that you will be running with this setup. So I have 169 damage, a little bit under the damage cap. Obviously, you can make the setup better if you have full raid gear, but obviously I do not have the 170 raid gear, so I'm pivoting without it. 14,000 HP on an Ice Wizard. I have 118 myth damage. This is for my Minotaur. Pretty good. I mean, you can get this pretty passively just by running normal pins on your gear. 79 resist, so I'm one under the resist cap. I do have perfect accuracy for ice and myth. I have an extra myth accuracy socketed here. You can socket it to balance or death or fire if you want to use something like fire elf or a pop or banshee. Really depends on how you want to build your deck. But you do have an extra power slot. You can also put on pip conserve for balance if you want to try to pip conserve the Ellie traps and stuff like that a little bit better. I have 550 crit, which doesn't really matter because you're only hitting once. 817 universal block with 961 to balance and 983 to storm. 46 pierce, so I'm over. I think I'm right at, no, I'm over the pierce cap. You can, if you want to drop out some pierce, you can socket something else. You could run something else on one of your pieces of gear. 25 myth pierce, super good. I have 101 pips, 133 shads, and this is one of the best parts about this setup is I do have more arc mastery than normal, which will mess up your opponents a lot because you will force them to not get arc mastery pips every round. So if they're depending on counters, they might mess up a fire pip or they won't get a balance pip, something like that, and it'll give you an extra round of trap. Super good. And because you already have 14,000 HP, the extra 300 HP you're gonna get from running the tier sockets, not really gonna do anything for you. So I'm going to jump right into the gear. I'm running the Burrow's hat with double myth damage pins and a balanced blocking pen for the extra block. For those of you guys who do not know, there is new stat caps. So Ice cannot get over 80 res. So running a shield pen for the 11, 12 resist here is not going to do anything for me. All the resist is going to be completely cut off. So it is blocking pen meta. The robe, I'm running the Ice and Nightmare coat. Pretty standard. Same thing. Double damage to myth. And then the boots still is Burrow boots, obviously, because we do not have the new gear. With a storm pin, you're going to see why I'm not running death pin, because you absolutely destroy death with the setup. I'm currently running this Bobble Sword just for the shad rating. Now, this is very debatable. Aeon Sword is also extremely good because of the pip conserve. Now, this is the trade-off. It is honestly an equal trade-off. I like the shads just so that I slow down my opponent, but the pip conserve is really good for pip conserving things like Glacial Fortress and Steel Ward. You can honestly make the argument that Aeon is better, but I wanted to try something out, and I'm running the Zababa Comet Sword. Both are really good, obviously with the 735 health socketed. My theme, I'm running the cool Dream Reaver knife. Obviously, if you have raid gear, you can make the setup a little bit better. I'm running the 2 Ice Pierce Tools, 735 socketed, and the Arc Mastery, as you guys saw earlier. My amulet, I'm running the Cruel Dream Reaver amulet as well, with a 6% socket and a 7% accuracy. My ring, I'm running the Skyfarer band purely for the pips. If you had Radiator, you can run that. If you don't, I do recommend you run this so that you have perfect pips. Obviously, with Arc Mastery and 735 socketed with another 6%. My pet, I'm running the normal Mighty Sharp Shot pet. You can also run this. I did make this earlier. If you guys need lens of these pets, feel free to message me on Discord. I will get back to you as soon as I can. And I will get these pets out to you guys. I'm running the Crystal Unicorn for the accuracy because I'm already at the Pierce cap and I don't have damage amount. If you have damage amount, you can run that, but I like Crystal Unicorn, just overall supplement my stats. And a 9% socket on the cool Dream Weaver deck. This Moon Trap is actually really good if you pull it early. It's just another cover trap. It's pretty good. And obviously the stats are really good on this as well. So I'm going to get right to the deck. It is a normal trap stacking deck. This is pretty common. If you guys need this, screenshot it. Obviously, you have as many Ellie traps and Ellie buffs as you can to cover your regular buffs. You have Minotaur because people like to spam tri-shields in this meta, and you can take off a tower and a tri-shield with this and just remove a lot of shields at once. Obviously, you have a lot of blade counters because people like to blade and play aggressively. You have weakness counters. You have a lot of weakness counters just because of Banshee, really, and because blades are kind of passive moves. So if they spend pips to do that, you will have the neutral gain because you'll get traps and you'll have the same amount of pips gained and lost as them. I am packing 6 pierces inside along with 3 shatters. 2 side deck Colossus is just as, you know, hits if you have an open hit and you don't have the Oni, something like that, or as a follow-up hit. Super good. I have a line of Ellie traps as covers. 1 Myth Banshee, a shuffle, just because some matchups go a little bit longer. I pack 5 towers because I am playing extremely aggressively. You're going to buff every round, and you can base the fact you have 14,000 HP, 80 res, and like 800 block plus for every school that you don't really need to tower. You can just play extremely aggressive and kill them before they even have a chance to getting you below HP. So with that being said, if you have any other questions on the setup, feel free to let me know in the description, or you can DM me on Discord, also in the description. With that being said, I'm going to jump right into the match. Enjoy. All right, we got a balance. Let's see. I mean, like, what does a balance do here, right? You gotta have, like, max scales. They don't really have that, so. Okay, gets a captain. Alright. Don't think we really need any of this. I'm not gonna get pips there. Go and swap to myth. Wand hit. That's fine. Like, I have max resist. I don't need the Shrike yet. I have max resist and I have balance blocking pen, as you guys saw earlier in the video, so I'm not really sure what he's gonna do here. Shrike is definitely gonna be my play. I only need 1 hit. And I already pulled all of them, unfortunately, so I kind of have to keep those. Steel Pimp, that's fine. I'm just gonna keep buffing up. 0 pips are good because eventually he's gonna burn me. I'll get that new pip and then I'll go for the try trap. My biggest thing is I gotta make sure I don't tower shield in this matchup because I don't want to give him Hydra shields. He does have Lore Master, which is fine. I'm not really too worried about that. If that's his one weakness, that's fine. And then if he double weaknesses, then I can remove both, obviously, with 1 weakness counter. So I'll go ahead and give him another trap. Okay, that's all good pulls. So he does have scales, as expected. But we know he's most likely not going to be Darkmoor deck, right? So I'm only really working with 6 scales here, which should be pretty easy to overcome. I already have a main deck trap, so I can go ahead and delete that. The main deck ice shield or ice trap, because he's never taking that off. That's going to be on for the rest of the match. Okay, so now I'm really just focused on getting these traps covered. Which I did pull. I think I'm just not going to Steel Ward at all. If he tower shields, I'll go around Pierce. And he's going to have to pretty much obliterate his hand to get all these off. That's fine. See, I'm not really worried about anything he can do to me. Yeah, go ahead and discard Steel Ward. That's fine. It's only 1 tower shield, so if he does a Hydra, I can pierce it off. He'll waste a lot of pips doing that. So I'm not extremely worried about that. He did Hydra, which is fine. So I'm going to go ahead, since he doesn't really have any offense here, and I can't hit after this round anyway, I am going to just go ahead and try to trap cover my traps again, so that I have a 4 buff Oni. I don't really want to do that. Not against that, but not this round. So he did Ellie shield. So I need to make sure I get a shatter this round. I can't let him keep that on. Unfortunately, I did discard. Okay, I did pull the shatter. I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of bubble as well. Okay, Minnow's good. These are all good pulls. Tower shield. Okay, so now I'm either going to get another trap on, ideally. That's not terrible, because he can't take this trap off without removing his tower shield. Okay, and I can also Minnow if he does shield again. If he does something like a Hydra, I can Minnow. Get really good value off of that. I think I'm just going to go ahead and give up on the bubbles. So now, since he only has a tower on, he can't really cover it, because I have a lot of pressure here. He did go ahead and Hydra. Now, of course, he's not getting anything out of this, so it's a really bad move. It's only going to do about 1,200. Actually, probably a little bit less. Okay, so about 1,200. Not really worried about that. I'm still doing really good on HP. So now I'm really going to just focus on getting exactly what I just got. Go ahead and get those traps covered again. So obviously he's looking at a lot of pressure here. I'm getting ready to go ahead and send a Shrike out. Because, again, not really worried about anything he has. Obviously, I can't do that, unfortunately. So I want to cover one more trap just because I only have... since I did single trap and then I LE'd, if I go ahead and take the hit here, I am going to take that single trap off. So I don't really want to do that. I guess... let's see. What's the move here? I think I'm going to discard that. Okay, that's perfect. Because now if he dispels, I can obviously remove it with a delusion. I can cover my traps even further. And I'm not really worried about anything he has. I do kind of want to look for a stun block here. He went ahead and burned, which is fine. Yeah, not really worried. Stun block would be nice if I can pull it. I am gonna just go ahead and send this out. I kind of want him to use his pips so that he can't stun and dispel me in the same round. Ideally, that's what I really want him to do here. A burn would be really good for me. That's pretty good. He went ahead and shielded again. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove both of those. Actually, do I want to do this? I'm okay with that. Okay, so he did tower shield again. I don't really have an amazing move here. I'm gonna go ahead and blade. I really want him to use those peps, or I need to pull a stun block. One of the two. Just defense again. That's not gonna be my move. So obviously not a great move here by him. Now I'm just gonna look for, in a perfect world, I'd have a stun block here, but obviously I don't. I can discard that. I really want a 0 pit move. I don't really have anything here. So I'm just gonna pass. Again, I'm down to 6K, which is all right. Pierce is all right. He did scales, which is perfectly fine. I'm gonna go ahead and send out the minnow. Obviously, he did nothing there. Actually, he just completely threw. Never mind. I'm not really sure what that move was. He's obviously open. Again, not really sure what he's doing there. So I am going to go ahead and take the hit, which does kill him pretty easily. The stats are insane with ice. My stats, as you guys saw, I'm reaching every stat cap. Obviously, I was kind of hoping for a better game for the recording, but obviously he threw extremely hard with that move. Took off all of his shields, giving me the open. So I have one with a weakness, double bladed with a weakness, and this is a 5/6 buff. Oni, insane, because really no one carries trap counters anymore, so you're gonna have a really easy time with matchups like this. And yeah, that is all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the match. I will be uploading more videos like this in the future with gameplay. With that being said, you guys have a Merry Christmas, have a happy holiday, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.